Salve a tutti, allora voglio farvi vedere, per quelli che non credono, che cosa la televisione americana pensa di Silvio Berlusconi. Numero 1 a Countdown alle 8 di sera su MSNBC, adesso lo vedrete in diretta, io ancora non l'ho visto perché è in diretta, e vi farò vedere esattamente che cosa la televisione americana fa vedere del divorzio di Berlusconi. Perché molti hanno criticato dicendo che praticamente non è vero che la politica americana parla male, ma vediamo adesso la situazione.
Of legislators in love room over the weekend, a dinner, a divorce, and a gay wedding diss. In D.C., the President and First Lady celebrated their first 100 days in office with a Saturday dinner date that was covered more closely than his trip to Europe. Mrs. Obama wore a white blouse that tied in the back and black heels, not flats, as first reported. The couple dined at Georgetown Citronelle. That's the restaurant, not the candle. And according to Jeff Zeleny of the New York Times, the couple was home by 8:30, just in time for tip-off of the Bulls and Celtics. Meanwhile, in Connecticut, Rudy Giuliani was busy not attending his friend's gay wedding. Howard Keppel and Mark Schiao housed Rudy Giuliani in their Manhattan condo during his 2001 divorce. Last Thursday, Giuliani, through a secretary, told his friends he would not be at the marriage ceremony. The thrice-married Giuliani is anti-gay marriage. So his attendance would have proved almost as problematic as this video of him in drag with Donald Trump should Giuliani decide to run for New York governor. Finally, in Italy, Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi and his wife are slugging it out in the tabloids. Veronica Lario says her 72-year-old husband flirts too much with younger women and wants a divorce. For his part, Berlusconi responded by telling a newspaper that his wife better apologize for saying that, quoting the premier. Veronica will have to publicly apologize to me, and I don't know if that will be enough. If it helps any, the Prime Minister's wife should know that we have thoroughly debunked the veracity of this video. This guy is definitely an imposter. Comedian Christian Finnegan's New York one-hour Comedy Central special Au Contraire debuts this Friday night, and it is mandatory viewing. Christian, welcome.
Hello, David.
Starting with Berlusconi, have you ever demanded an apology from a woman who was trying to dump you?
David, not only have I never gotten an apology, I'm still trying to get my Depeche Mode cassettes back. Don't think I've forgotten, Lori. I do think it is pretty obvious that the affair for these two is over. In fact, just last night, for the first time in years, the moon failed to hit Berlusconi in the eye like a big pizza pie, which is just so sad.
How about the Obamas? Will there ever be a moment in these people's lives when they can eat out without the DC paparazzi all over them?
You know, when I was a kid, my older brother and I used to build a fort in the living room out of sofa cushions. And it was great because, you know, it felt like a different world. That may be the Obamas' only option at this point. Maybe a tent in the Rose Garden or a tree house. I mean, not even those ruffians in the paparazzi would violate a adorable hand-painted keep out sign.
But speaking of couches, does the president lose credit for the nice dinner if he just plopped on the couch and watch the Bulls lose as soon as they return home?
No, man, this is finally a bit of the common touch from this guy. Listen, this dude has been so annoyingly perfect, I half expected to read that he'd spelled out the word Michelle in rose petals or something nauseating. But plopping down on the TV watching sports and then thereby disappointing your wife, that is a date night I can relate to. And if he did it in his boxer shorts while holding a broken lager, even better.
To the Giuliani thing, do you buy that he suddenly remembered he was washing his hair 2 days before his gay friends were married?
I want to be clear, this is not a political decision on Giuliani's part. What happened was the mayor got very depressed when he couldn't squeeze his increasingly Stromboli-like figure into his favorite dress. Now I realize, you know, between the video and what I just said, you could get the wrong idea, so I want to be very clear about this, America. Rudolph Giuliani loves to wear women's clothing.
Another topic, Sarah Palin. She'll be honored by the NRA at an upcoming banquet. The group is going to give the Alaska governor this Alaskan Hunter white assault weapon in return for her staunch support of the Second Amendment. Do you see any trouble with this?
You know, it's kind of like a university giving you an honorary degree, but, you know, in the case of Sarah Palin, that's probably never going to happen. But this is even better because you can't take a phony doctorate from Vassar and use it to take out wolves from a helicopter.
So she's got all sorts of other ammunition and guns that she could also use in that quest.
Right? Oh yeah, I imagine it probably looks like something from an Iron Maiden video at her house.
Christian, if you were to go to Alaska, what's the first thing that you would do?
Book a flight out of Alaska? No, I'm sure it's a lovely place. I would probably spend the entire time in a beer-induced stupor.
And if you could ask Sarah Palin one question, what would it be?
Why? And that's it. Why?
I'm with you. Comedian Christian Finnegan's TV special Au Contraire airs this Friday on Comedy Central. Christian, great, thanks as always. Great.
Ok, come avete visto, the American Television, la televisione americana, in diretta, ha preso per il culo Berlusconi. In live, the American TV was mocking Berlusconi, mimicking is fucking someone on behind, facendo vedere la scena in cui lui si stava inculando qualcuno. Adesso voglio vedere se avete ancora il coraggio di venirmi a dire che all'estero Berlusconi non viene preso per il culo. Pace a tutti.